Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to Cookie Run Kingdom, where if you're wondering, I'm going to do one of these videos, which you've most likely seen these many times before, but it's basically an overview video, which this month I've actually done like two, because I did one in regards to Eternal Sugar. I did one for Sugarfly, and also I did one for Raspberry Cookie because she got a new Magic Candy, which I don't usually do that many of the Magic Candy videos, but hey, it's nice to do once in a while. But for this video, we are finally going to be talking about AEGIS HOLLYBERRY Cookie, who basically is just HOLLYBERRY Cookie, but she got awoken, and I want to make sure I make this video before you see the final part of the actual, the Battlefield of Paradise storyline, primarily because I know for a fact it'd just be so fitting just to beat the final boss of that being Eternal Sugar with AEGIS HOLLYBERRY on the team. So with that being said, I'm going to be talking about all of her quotes and all that stuff, and these videos will be dedicated to like using her in battle, thinking about how she can be used, and also looking at her story. It's kind of a neutral thing, and this is not going to be the most professional opinion of stuff. Like, I'm definitely not a competitive player in regards to this game, but I just kind of like to make these videos for fun and interactivity. Anyway, you may see HOLLYBERRY Cookie right here.
Stop tickling me!
I didn't even touch you. I literally was scrolling right towards you.
Ouch!
But
a cake-hound bit me.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say I hit you. But like, as you can see, she looks like this right now. But hear me out, check this out.
Welcome, my friend.
I go over here, go to the menu.
I'll always be there to protect you.
First of all, just in case, I put the costume off, which she actually does have a new costume, which I don't have, which is very unfortunate. But, oh yeah, by the way, just to quickly get out of the way, I would be reading comments in the video. I just can't because, I usually like to dedicate these videos to the actual cookie by themselves. So with that being said, if you still want to leave questions and comments down in the comment section below for me to read on the videos, and feel free to do so, because it could be a random question, a random comment, or random fact, something about me, something about the game, something entirely different. It doesn't even matter, because as long as we're having a fun time at the end of the day, and we appreciate being around each other from community to creator and create a community, then that's what matters the most. So before I go ahead and do her overworld stuff, we have to go ahead and awaken her first, which requires this button right here. Check this out. It takes 500 coins to awaken for the first time, but instead of her current skill, she gets Shield of Conviction, which we'll go ahead and read about that more, and you can actually see this little video for it right here play, which we'll use later on alongside Ginger Braves, so it's definitely team reliant, I would say. Someone's like a giant pair of wings. It just paused right there. Gotta love the buffering mid-video. But it's a big I guess that's meant to protect all the team, but that's still pretty interesting. Anyway. Now, you may also notice she doesn't talk. This is kind of a common thing, especially with the last of the awakened cookies being pure vanilla. While she does have quotes, her voice actor's not back yet. This is why normal HOLLYBERRY Cookie has all of her lines already made, but she doesn't have any sort of quotes around her that can actually speak because, her voice actor wasn't back to script for, or just do voice acting for AEGIS HOLLYBERRY, which is very unfortunate, but I was told at some point, I'm pretty sure, it was probably a few days ago or more than a week ago, where the whole, VA strike, because of AI and stuff, has actually been nearing an end. So everyone's hopefully starting to return their jobs, because hopefully they're not going to use AI, because come on, who the pleb is stupid enough to do that? Anyways, we do have her quote. She says, "Cheers to that." And also, look at this beautiful background. It's literally this whole coliseum, and you have all the stuff around, like these beautiful pillars, nice pink shaded with gold and reds. It's genuinely, it looks amazing. It's seriously awesome. She's still steel, defense at the front, and honestly, it's just really insane. She just have level up quotes, but I don't think we'll be able to hear any of those yet. But she does have her own quotes right here, and there's also a First Awakening package. I'm gonna have to talk to her, because, not talk to her, but, I'm gonna have to talk as her. Which, by the way, she literally has this power pose, just, slams the shield down, and just slams on her chest. Are you kidding me? This is the definitive girl boss. This is the definitive girl boss I think everyone needs in their life. Even raises it with prowess and pride. That's amazing. I was about to pay you a visit. I thought I clicked on it and it showed me a plebby notification. That's my high lower right there. I'm not even joking. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Anyway, what was this saying? Glad to meet you. Oh, you know what? It's glad to meet you too. I'm glad for that. Also, cheers. Sure, you think a normal HOLLYBERRY Cookie would say a quote like that, but apparently she just does. Time for a drink? I mean, I can go for one right now. Wait, do I have a water? Oh my gosh, I don't. Oh, why didn't I refill? And she is quickly sweeping. She was sweeping that with immense speed. See that right there? Glad to meet you, of course. Won't say no to a glass of juice. Well, you're always preaching about that juice, so honestly, it's probably like a victory drink, which, by the way, look at the elegance of her hair. That looks incredulous. And if I pick her up, by the way, holds her up by the actual shield, it looks like she's doing like a victory pose, like when someone, like, you know, jumps into the air for joy. Because it straight up looks like that. Look at that. It's like, yeah, we done it. We won the battle. And then you put her down, slams the shield down. Do you see that? Boom! The whole ground shakes. Don't know why it's making me, like, move all over the place. Like, look at that. What's going on with my own camera right there? Like, I'm only just slightly doing that right there. Maybe it depends on when I hold her. But, like, look. Your whole entire kingdom just barely shakes. She's literally causing an earthquake right here. Wait, is the sound gone? Did the game mute? What the? When did the game just mute? Did I accidentally press button? Is there something weird going on with this? That's so weird. The game just muted for some reason. I'm celebrating tonight, so don't even try and stop me. Well, I guess I really can't, because I obviously celebrated the moment that I got you. Sound the charge. Well, I mean, you're gonna be at the head, so as long as you're defending us, I think we'll all be fine. You look like someone that Cookie could trust. It means a lot to me, thank you very much. I'm always meant to be a trustworthy person, but, that means a lot. And always that shield is at the front. Already, immediately storming towards danger, which, that Shiver Gnome is not danger. Unless you want to help him. If that's the case, then man, you are really nice. Welcome, my friend. Well, I should be welcoming you because you're new here. Time for a drink, we'll say no. Someone can trust. I'm not sure if there's many quotes to her, because, well, she doesn't really, I mean, to be fair, Hollyberry already does exist, so I don't know if you need to add even more quotes to her, but maybe it did add more to the Aegis, I don't know. Yeah, it's the same thing, stop tickling me. Huh, so it could be the same exact quotes, but there could be some Aegis-specific ones, but sure. Anyway, over here in her informational stuff, because I'm not sure if there's more there, true friendship is forged in times of trouble. I mean, to be fair, you did just go through some distraught feeling trouble because you were in the Eternal Sugar's Paradise. So, if that isn't trouble, I don't know what is, but I'm pretty sure you forged a lot of friendships there. You like, you know, probably with Pavlova, definitely with Sugarfly, and a bunch of other cookies who were trapped in that paradise. So I'll give you credit where credit's due, because you deserve all of it. I'm happy to have you on my side. Well, of course, I'm happy to have you on the side, if anything. Like, this is a blessing. I'm blessed to have so many trusted allies. I mean, let's be honest, you have all the cookies in the Hollyberry Kingdom. You got Wildberry, you have Plumbing and Raspberry, you have all the Ancients, you have literally all the vendors and street vendors and all just the knights by your side, the army of the Hollyberrians in your kingdom. You have a lot of people by your side. So, stay safe. I'm blessed to have so many trusted allies, true friendship. Let's hear it. First, a toast. Yeah, you gotta make sure you have a toast right before we hear it all. Which, then again, I'm pretty sure you want to declare a toast, which means you would be saying a lot of things, but, you know what it means. Anyway, for our friendship, scream it at the top of the lungs. Scream it like you mean it. That's true, like, what is it, passion right there. Worry not, my shield is stronger than ever. I can tell. It's weird because the shield technically has, like, less, like, shape on it, but somehow, like, in more of a bigger shape of a heart. Like, because there's, like, some more edges cut through. But somehow it's forged even better than before and looks so much... Could you imagine someone making that in real life? That would be such an incredible prop that'd sell for a couple grand. I gotta be honest. If you fall, you get back up again. Or you just get up again. I always follow that motto. That motto is always one that I follow by in real life. For our friendship, if you fall, what doesn't crumble us makes us stronger. Yes, indeed, it plumbing does. Happy to have you on the side. What doesn't crumble? True friendship. And of course, I could do this. Looks like she's headbanging. Okay, sure. But, yep, stronger than ever. Shields may shatter, but my passion will live on. Well, of course. It's weird because, you know, you always talk of passion. You're on the battlefield of passion. But, the one who's passionate... Well, the truer words are compassionate, is pure vanilla. I guess there is a plumbing difference between passion and compassion, but both have passion in it, and both of you stand for it, so that's a good thing. Anywho, let's go ahead and talk about your story, because from what I can tell, there's two different swords. We have normal Hollyberry, as you can see right here, but of course, Awakened Hollyberry has a different story, which says right here, sound the charge. With her trusty shield aloft, Hollyberry Cookie's mighty presence alone can instill courage and confidence on the battlefield. In the past, not only did she unite the ever-squabbling berry the houses, but she was also always the first to extend a friendly hand, earning the Hollyberrians unconditional trust and respect. And yet, no matter how strong the hero is, no one can carry the crushing weight of responsibility alone. Little by little, her heart, hidden behind the steel of her shield, began to show cracks until there was no other option left but to run away. But even so, Hollyberry Cookie will protect her dear ones never faded. Clad in her new armor, the hero raises her shield once again. Begin the battle song, Hollyberry Cookie has returned. Does it say originally? No, well, I mean, I like how this one, I think once you spawn her, or like you pull for her, it says like sound the horns, Hollyberry Cookie's arrived. But this one's now begin the battle song, Hollyberry Cookie's returned. Which you can even see this in her amazing cool gacha animation right here. I'm pretty sure there's actually a parallel. I think in the original Hollyberry Cookie gacha animation, she was actually still using her shield, obviously, but it was against the dragon's breath, because that's part of the story. This time, she's using it against the powers of Eternal Sugar Cookie, proving that her passion is back in full force, which is incredulous. Now, with that being shown, I want to go ahead and gander at her new skill, which says, Shield of Conviction. Sound the charge, Hollyberry Cookie charges forth with her Shield of Conviction. While her Shield of Conviction is active, she will absorb a portion of the damage allies take, excluding periodic and indirect damage. Afterwards, she will apply ally cookies, she will buff ally cookies, reducing incoming crit damage and making them resistant to damage debuffs. Now also, Hollyberry Cookie will gain the Seed of Life buff, depending on the amount of damage received during Shield of Conviction. Oh, hiccups, hello. Help me. Once she gains enough Seed of Life stacks, it's going to bloom into a Berry of Life. Steelbound Passion will activate depending on the amount of damage received during Shield of Conviction or after a certain period of time. Steelbound Guardian will activate once Hollyberry Cookie has gained enough stacks of Steelbound Passion or when her HP drops below a certain level. Entering the Steelbound Guardian state will reset Hollyberry Cookie's cooldown, restore HP, and enhance Shield of Conviction. Her final hit will be buffed depending on the damage received during the Shield of Conviction. Cooldown for Hollyberry Cookie's first skill activation is reduced, and while she is using her skill, she will brutally become resistant to interrupting effects. So basically, she becomes a full-blown tank, because her shield gains a lot of stacks of buffs, you know, single hit damage, extra damage for target immunes to stun, so targets immune to stun will be hit better, extra damage versus bypass for targets immune to stun, so if you're immune to stun, good pumping luck, and final hit damage does even more because it ignores 40% of damage resist. And the Seed of Life, which it says right here, they'll gain the Seed of Life buff depending on the amount of damage. It says it gains 1 stack for every 0.3% of Hollyberry Cookie's HP. So every time you lose a certain percentage, it adds this, which makes it so that it blooms. It needs to reach 20 stacks first, so you need to at least lose, what, 3% of your HP? Which doesn't seem like much if I'm being honest. But the Berry of Life after that, which would bloom into that, as you can see. Once she gains enough, it will bloom into Berry of Life. Apparently, it makes it so that Berry of Life has damage resist plus 20 for 10 seconds and restores 1.5% max HP every 10 seconds, which is pretty good. And it can also activate a Shield of Conviction, which is the thing that she activates commonly. Which says right here, damage focus, she absorbs all damage from allies, so she becomes the main wall tank. Damage dampening, so basically, all the damage that she receives is nullified by a certain extent. Crit damage is also nullified, and also stacks a bit, and also damage debuff resist, which stacks up a good amount. Steelbound Passion and Steelbound Guardian basically makes it so that Steelbound Passion, she gains that for having this buff up here. I'm trying to find every single thing about this, because there's Passion and there's Guardian, because apparently there's a difference. Yeah, it blooms in Berry of Life. Steelbound Passion will activate depending on the amount of damage received from the Shield of Conviction. So once this is activated, this activates, and it gains a stack every 1 second for 5% of Hollyberry Cookie's HP, and this causes it by being activated 20 times, where Passion turns into Steelbound Guardian. Okay. And then invulnerability for the duration, which means she's just invulnerable. Causes your whole entire cooldown to reset so you could use the skill again with a bunch of bigger HP. Shield conviction, damage focus, and damage dampening maintenance means that you just take even less damage even after your invulnerability wears down. And also damage focus is even bigger, damage dampening is even bigger. And the final hit does literally over 100% of Hollyberry's normal HP lost to the shield of conviction. That's so much taken in, and you can't forget the extra ancient cookie buffs that you already get. And of course, I would level her up, which I can actually do quickly right here, but the problem is, there's really no point, except for seeing the cute animation, because, well, she doesn't have any quotes for it. But she already is at a pretty high level, so having her at, like, 200,000 is nice too. I did apply her with a beast kit already, which is very good. At least one of the best ones I can give her. I think, do I have any for a solid almond? I don't think I do, but then again, I guess defense is always just like her peak at this point. I'm gonna put this on you just for solid heart because, you know, guess what? More defense, because you're gonna be the definition of a wall. So I definitely want to test you out in battle. I don't know what level to use you on, but of course I'm gonna have you used on a pretty strong level. What the unfortunate thing is, when I put you down into battle, you're not gonna really have many quotes to use, primarily because, well, let's be honest, unfortunately your voice actor isn't back yet, so we'll just have to wait, but you are all the way up here. And of course you just do that. Once you come back, maybe I could do like a revisit where like some of the ancients have their quotes back, or some of the voice actors. But right now we'll just go ahead and throw you into battle, and then check this out, because I definitely want to use you. Meet powerful cookies in the gacha. Yeah, no crap. Anyway, we gotta use you, and I'll set it to, yeah, 1.5 is nice. Already have a bunch of things activated, like debuff resist, max HP up, damage down, and steel bound with passion. And also, since she's the leader, she also has the unyielding steel, which means steel type cookies get damage resistance bypass. Which, I didn't even activate that, what? It's already set. Okay, I didn't even use the skill, but here we go. Bam, and then big boosh. And then you get all this, damage resist debuff, and it's already maxed up. She's even powered by wings behind her, which are just flared up. Are you kidding me? Even she has wings now. That's incredulous. They're also getting Steel Forge, which is triggered when Steel type Cookie's HP drops below 30%, healing for self, and Hollyberry Cookie, 10% of Hollyberry Cookie's HP. So when you get down to a percentage, basically, you just take a big health buff, even if it's not that big, but it's still big, and also heals up everyone else. Well, then let's end it off with a big old shield hit, because why the pleb not? Here we go. Bam. And, oh, well, there's another. Never mind. Oh, there's more? Okay, we'll just run on through with the shield equipped. And yeah, you think that laser's gonna do anything? Get the pleb out of there. Confidently smacks with the shield in the face. Plebbing peak, perfect, and amazing. And she's laughing with glory. Unfortunately, no victory quote, but still, that's still pretty nice. I want to go ahead and go through this again, but this time I want to see what happens when I put other cookies on the team. I want to put relatively weaker cookies on the team, and by that I would go ahead and edit. We're gonna scroll all the way down. We use like let's go things like you, of course, and
Back off!
protect the baby, and
On your guard!
no, actually I want cookies who will be behind. So like maybe adventurer.
I got
And
some
also,
tricks up my...
Pardon me.
Oh, she's
Excuse
charged?
me.
I didn't know she was charged. How about Clover?
Another tale begins.
So let's just make sure that Hollyberry always stays at the front and just takes a lot of the damage from everyone. So let's see how this works. Can Hollyberry carry? That's my question. Okay, then she activates this. And everyone already has crit damage down and also damage debuff resistance, which is just already amazing. Which Hollyberry's going to get a ton more upcoming. Here we go, activate this. And she already has her plumbing Guardian of Passion buff active, I can already tell. You can just, yeah, Shield of Conviction. And it all just goes down. All of them are protected too. Every single one. Okay, cool. And apparently this makes her better to use with a bunch of steel type cookies, so probably using like raspberry cookie and just like, you know, not raspberry. Is raspberry steel? I don't think she is. She might be. But I definitely know wildberry cookie is one. And also there's also like, you know, mercurial knight and just other steel type cookies in general. It's good to use with that whole Legion of Team because that means they all also get buffed, which might be good to use in a boss raid or something. That was the sound of Candy Diver tapping on Hollyberry's shield. I could just tell you that much. Anywho, I think this cookie is actually still relatively good to use because she's meant to be the primary tank who's going to tank all damage. It's not the fact that she's just good at tanking damage. She's good at taking all the damage from every cookie. Like, she's meant to stand her central place at the front. So, honestly, combining this with a bunch of other cookies who can basically, you know, hold their own. Granted, I feel like it'd be better if you use her solely, because I guess having a charger also wouldn't hurt, because you can have a good charger and a good defender, because, you know, having Dragonlord, Dark Cacao, and, you know, Awakened Aegis Hollyberry beside each other is actually a pretty good combo. But then, I'm pretty sure that means Dark Cacao still gets the butt of the damage, unless if it's like, it makes it so that Hollyberry just gets all hits guaranteed, because she's gonna get smacked, but she's not gonna care because she's gonna have fun doing it because she's in a good old battle. I don't know, but I guess it makes sense to apply solid, deploying solid almonds, only just because, you know, you want to make sure she's able to tank a ton of damage, because she's meant to be a defender. But then again, I feel like, you know, Searing Raspberry wouldn't even be that bad too, nor the plumbing chocolate. The Swift Chocolates, just to cool down. But I think toppings for almonds would always just make her, you know, it makes the defense cookie very viable, because she also gets that damage resist, which is very helpful. But I'm just talking out of my mouth. I'm just making baseless assumptions that I think would help, but I'm going to use her in that final fight. You know for a fact I am. Anyways, with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends if you enjoy my Cookie Run content, and if you enjoy my content channel, then why not subscribe, and also hit the bell icon to be notified of whatever I do in the future, and also down below in the description, you'll see links to all my social media, which includes a Twitter post where if it gets 10,000 likes, I get the Cookie Run YouTube stuff for absolutely free. There's a link to my Discord server called the Hypenese Hub, a link to my merchandise you can buy stuff to represent the channel, and lastly, a link to my Ko-fi for just $1 a month. You can see exclusive content you won't normally see in this normal YouTube channel, but above all else, I'll see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hypenese.